Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Magnolia Patriarch deck profile. This is the new form for the Magnolia Stoicheia deck, being a grade 3 variant of Magnolia, being able to utilize a good amount of the older support for the Sylvan Beasts with this new grade 3, and then some of the new cards as well from the Knights of Rebirth booster set for one of the first decks we ever had for the Cardfight Vanguard Overdress series, being Magnolia, with the grade 4 form being a wide variety of what we used for a good while, and then having the Masks form as a variant. But now we have this brand new Sylvan Beast Emperor Magnolia Patriarch form to rely on for the deck. Now, the two cards that I'm missing for the deck are Hulapoi, Lilikoi, and Honest Rendition Sinceriet. They're both very, very pricey cards, which would, make this deck just jump with a couple $100 worth of value. So I don't have these two cards in the deck, but if you wanted to play them, I'll show you the two cards that I substituted for them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the ride deck, we have our energy generator with our grade 0 being Sylvan Beast, a lot. When wrote upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Blossoming Flowers Sylvan Beast, Charis. When wrote upon by a grade 2 card with Sylvan Beast and its card name, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to one grade 2 or less normal unit from among them, call it to rear guard, and you may discard the rest. If you did not discard any cards, put the cards not chosen in the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's set up just for you to have more cards in the drop and then additional cards for your grade 2 or less normal units. Calling to rear guard with this grade 1. Our grade 2 is Mercy Sylvan Beast Latisse. When wrote upon by a grade 3 with Magnolia and its card name, Soul Blast 1, choose a grade 3 or greater card from your drop or normal order from your drop, put it into your hand. And on rear guard during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia and its card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Just added setup as well for the cards in your drop being able to be added back to your hand, with our main go-to grade 3 being Sylvan Beast Emperor Magnolia Patriarch, along with the copy that we run in the ride deck. We run 3 additional copies in the main deck as well for the Persona Ride power. When it's placed on Vanguard, choose up to one card with Sylvan Beast and its card name from your drop, call it to rear guard. And on Vanguard, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all your rear guards can intercept from the back row. They get plus 5,000 power. If you Persona Road, rear guards can also, this card gets drive plus 1. So you have the triple drive power, along with this card being able to have your back row rear guards intercept. And on the Vanguard circle once per turn, you can counter plus 1, choose up to the same number of your rear guards as the grade of your opponent's Vanguard, and they get on rear guard. This unit can attack from the back row until the end of turn. So just being able to give all 3 of your back row rear guards the option to attack from the back row just gives you multiple attack options with this deck for your main go-to grade 3 for easy setup. For the other grade 3s we run in the deck, 3 copies of Sylvan Beast Ragaka, or with this card on rear guard or guard circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, it gets intercept and plus 5,000 shield. And from the back row rear guard, when it attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, it gets plus 10 to the end of that battle. So being able to give this card the plus 5 and intercept just gives it an additional option to intercept from the back row, since you can have that card gain that ability thanks to Magnolia, but you have to also be able to still intercept and have power with that intercept, which this card can provide just by having a Vanguard with Magnolia. Now for the option for our Hulapoi Lilikoi, which is a grade 2. This card, once again, pretty pricey at the moment. So if you have the card, you can substitute it for any of the cards I'm running here, which is Love Binding Maiden Margaret, or the Inlet Pulse Dragon for the put in this little draw option, and the discard off the ride deck for a put back draw with our Margaret. And like I said, if you have Hulapoi, Lilikoi, it can be placed in this spot in the deck. Otherwise, these are 2 card options you can use for substitutes for that card to run instead. Other grade 2s include the 4 copies of Sylvan Beast Voldier. When this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, until the end of that battle, it gets plus 5, and your opponent cannot intercept, making it one of the easier cards to attack with, and then making it so your opponent has to use more resources from their hand to guard with, instead of just a 5k intercept, which could be an 18k power when this card is just attacking for 15k on its own. And at the end of your turn, if you have grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia and its card name, and you attack from the back row, put this unit to the soul and draw a card, making it basically a Sylvan Beast Inlet Pulse to run in the deck for the easy put into soul draw power. The 4 copies of Sylvan Beast Comrade Dret. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia and its card name is placed, perform one of the following. If you do not have a rear guard at the same same card name as this. Call this card to rearguard, and this is from the drop. And if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, it gets +5 until end of turn. Or you can put this card into the soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and cost of that unit's original act ability is reduced by 1 counterblast till end of turn. So this card just helps to reduce the act counterblast power of Magnolia Patriarch. So then you don't have to pay the counterblast for this card and just have it be a free cost, making it a definite 4 of, so we always have that option to not have to use the counterblast or just give us more of a setup power. And if this card's already set up on the rearguard circles, a free counterblast option. Other grade 2s include the 4 copies of Sylvan Beast, Geonosia. The fact that we're running a set 1 card, really awesome to me in this deck, just how viable cards from set 1 can still be. From the back row rearguard, when it attacks, counterblast 1, choose one of your other rearguards, and it gets this unit's power until the end of turn. Just being able to then increase your other unit's attack by this one, since this card can be the option for chosen power with cards like your triggers, and then being able to pass that power on to other units on the rearguard circles. For the grade 1s, we're running 4 copies of Sylvan Beast, Cyril. When it's placed on rearguard from deck or hand, if you have a Vanguard with Sylvan Beast and its card name, so blast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Magnolia and its card name from among them, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. So it searches out your other grade 3s for you to be able to have consistent Persona rides, and then so you can also have your triple drive power. And on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia and its card name, you Persona road, also increase the power of your back row units. So then you have the added back row unit power to then be increased with in the deck as well. So then we can have the added boosted power for those cards in the deck as well. And the next grade 1 spot would be where we have our Honest Rendition Sinceriette. Once again, another pricey card for the deck. So for the placeholder for that card, we're running 3 copies of Sylvan Beast, Mayarase. With this card at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, its card name, Energy Blast 3, stand this unit, and this unit cannot attack till end of turn. But it can provide a boost to some of the front row rear guards that haven't attacked yet, or even the Vanguard boosted attack as well. So you attack with Mayasare first, and then have the Energy Blast to restand it, and then provide the boost to another rearguard or Vanguard that hasn't attacked yet. The rest of the grade 1s include our Sentinel lineup, being the Elementary Sanctitude, and the 3 copies of Custodial Dragon, just for the added standard that you run for the grade 3 setup. We haven't had to run Elementary Sanctitude for the Magnolia deck in a while since we're running the grade 4 version, but now back to running it in the deck with our Regalis piece being our Gradius Cradell. For the added Persona Ride powers, we can always provide the triple drive power to our Vanguard as well. With the trigger lineup, we're going with the 8 critical for the added pressure, more put into soul power as well with Elena if need be, and then being able to provide power to our back row. We're not running the fronts, so we have to run the Serene Maiden Lena for the choice of being able to give power to a back row rearguard, especially Geonosia, and then the 4 heals just being the generics, LG Pixie, and our over trigger being our Bless Favor for the added heal power and more pressure to our front row rearguards if need be, but the added pressure to the Vanguard and the draw card. This card just basically does it all for, you know, getting resources back off of this one over trigger. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a fun option update to the Magnolia deck. Patriarch just has the consistency of the grade 4 in the form of a grade 3 for more consistency for the Persona Ride power and the added ability you can give to your pack row rear guards. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.